What's up, y'all? My name is Kyle, aka Yurok, and I'm back with our third tutorial. Today we'll be covering grids. Grids are angles that you use with your arm that create a pattern around your body that always ends right where you start. Yeah, this way we make like an endless loop that you can follow over and over and over and over and over and over. Yeah. So for the grids today, I'm going to teach you two grids. One grid is going to be a toy man tut grid, which is a toy man tut is just straight angle, no flaps. Alright, so just straight angle grid. This is going to be for my beginners who have never done a grid before. They're a little bit of a left and right brain, kind of mess with you like this thing. Yeah, but it'll really help you out a lot and really help you understand angles and tutting and geometry within your body. The second grid that we'll be going over will be a build off of the first grid, which will be using our flaps. So that we'll get more angles, a little bit more geometry, and a little bit extra textures and cool new ways of doing things. Once you've gotten the grid down, I'm also going to show you a couple ways today that you can use the grid and wrap some concepts around it. So that way it's a little bit more dance and a little bit less math. Alright, first thing we're going to learn is the toy man grid, so let's do it. So you're going to start with your left hand, which is my left hand, and then what you're going to do is go out, like you're going to shake somebody's hand, and then turn to the front. And then from there you're going to go straight out. Woo. Cool. And then you just pick it up, going bending from the elbow, going up, like you're going to wave at somebody, and then you want to go straight up, boom, as high as you can go. When you get here, you want your bicep to go against your ear to make sure that you have that nice straight up angle. Well, from here you bend just from your elbow, and then you just have your arm resting on top of your head. From here you will move out, boom, arm going across the chest as straight across as you can go. And then from here you're going to rest it down onto your stomach, down, and then you're going to go down one more time, down. Alright, and we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to go from here, turn your hand out like you're shaking someone's hand. You're going to go straight out, just so it's straight out. Keep your palm facing out towards your audience. And then you're going to go up like you're waving hello. And you're going to go straight up. Make sure that bicep touches your ear. You're going to bend from your elbow going down, just resting your arm on your head. And then you're going to go all the way across. Boom. As you bring this down, elbow comes down, and the hand goes to your side. Boom. Once you have that down, you will want to repeat on the other side. You're going to hand come up, arm go out, hand come up, arm go up, hand come down, arm go out, elbow come in, boom, arm comes down. Alright, now we're going to move on to our flap tutorial. So the flap is going to be using that same grid, but we're going to try to just use our flaps as opposed to our toy man tuts. I'm going to stay kind of one-sided so that way you can really see what's going on. What I'm going to start out with is my left hand, and what it's going to do is come straight up. Hand. Cool, just your hand. From there you want to act like a string is attached to your wrist, and you're going to pull that wrist out, making sure that you're showing them your nails. From here you're going to pick your elbow up. Elbow is going to come up while you also flap that wrist out. Yeah, this is where this makes the flap grid a little bit more difficult. You're going to have some flaps in some areas, and your hand will always flap no matter what you're doing from angle to angle. Cool. You're going to flap again. Woo. Arms come straight out. Then you're going to just flap your hand. Boom. Then you're going to go up, up. Then you're going to tilt your wrist in. Cool. Go back down. You go 7, 8. Go hand, wrist, elbow, wrist, hand, wrist, then fingers turning in. And then to finish this one out, you're going to bring your hand down so it's level with your shoulder. And then you're going to bring your elbow down, keeping your hand fixed pointed. Bring your hand one more down, flapping it up. And then flap it down, just your wrist. And then you're going to flip it over. And you're back right where you started. And then you go back out. Cool? It is an endless loop. So when you go hand, wrist, elbow, wrist, hand, wrist, fingers, in, down, 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 down. Alright? Easier ways to look at it is it's always moving up on the outside, down on the inside. You can think of going up, up, goes in, and then it goes down, 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 down. Cool? And that will be your flat grid tutorial. Remember, just take your time, really try to put the muscle memory in, put in the work to really remember what it is that you're doing, so that way you don't really have to think about it with your brain as much as you can just let your body flow. You know what I'm saying? Next thing we're gonna get to is taking the flat grid, and I'm gonna show you a couple ways of using it, so that way it's not so much as a grid as much as it now becomes a concept and maybe even dance move. The first one that we're gonna learn is kind of like a crank. Look at it like this thing cranks back and forth, and this crank right here controls what this hand does. Now this hand is our grid hand. So our hand is just gonna go through our grid like you've been practicing, while this hand repeats the same thing over and over and over. So we'll be here like this. What I'm gonna do is crank it in as the hand comes out. And then you just wanna go flip each time you change your angle. Yeah. What happens is it makes it look like it is controlling the angle as well as also adding extra effect. Yeah. And this hand literally just sits here and does this over and over until I come all the way through with everything. Yeah, it's a really, really cool effect. And it also kind of like, if you get really good at it, you can start to really showcase, you know, speed, texture. You can even slow it down. Boo, 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 boo. Yeah, you can even just slow it down in general. Move, ka, move, ka, move, ah. Yeah, and really try to showcase those angles as well as the concept of the crank. Cool. So for the next one we're gonna do, it's gonna be more like a pulley effect. It's gonna be for our Toyman tut grid. And the idea is still that left and right brain, right hand doing something while your other hand's working the grid. So the idea here is just gonna be a straight pull effect. Pull effect is grabbing something like a handle, pulling it down, like a truck, or like, you know, like trains do this kind of stuff. Yeah, just anything with that pull down effect is gonna be dope. Cool, you wanna make sure that you move your arm within that pull effect and stop when your hand stops. Cool, then you're gonna grab it again, boom, and then you're gonna go out. And you grab it again, boom, and then you're gonna go up. You grab it again, boom, as your hand comes up. Grab it again, whoop, as your hand comes down. Boom, grab it again, what, as your hand goes out. Boom, grab it again, and down, grab, and down. Cool, so always have this kind of like pull effect that you are like actually controlling and manipulating your tut as opposed to just moving through the angles. Yeah, adding dimension and adding a purpose to your movement is what helps translate it to everyone. So we're gonna take some of these tuts and we're gonna do them with some music and see how it all goes. I'll show you guys in slow and quick. All right, first Toyman. 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. 1, boom, up, down, out, straight, down. You're fast, going boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, then boom, 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 boom. All right, our next grid is gonna be our flat grid. Cool, adding on from the Toyman one. So we're gonna start just like this. We go 5, 6, 7, slow. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, show you is the pulley and the crank concept with both the toy man tut and our flat tut. Yeah, let's do some music. Cool? Pulley one, you're gonna go pull, pull, cap, yup, down, yup, boom, yup, boom, cool. Now we're gonna use our crank with our flat tut, flat grid. Ready? Slow, boom, 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 boom. Let's go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Even faster, go. Wah, 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 wah. Boom, 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 boom. Dance with it, like hey, like hey, like hey, hey. All right, y'all, that will conclude the tutorial for today. Today we worked on our grids, showcasing our angles that move around our body in a pattern that create an endless loop. It's really, really great for practicing and creating that second nature. And then once you get that second nature, you can start exploring your concepts, your ideology, maybe new approaches. If you found this helpful, leave a comment below. You know, if you got some practice footy or you got something that you want me to like help you out on or something you don't understand, ask questions, y'all. I'm an open book. So I hope y'all tune in and have a great day. Your rock out, y'all.